Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to chase race number 4 of the Oreo Truck Series and race number 19 of the NNSCRA Oreo Truck Series as we prepare for an exciting event here, 19 laps of racing at Talladega Super Speedway. Now, before we get to the point standings, the chase standings, to break it all down, two drivers we know are mathematically out of championship contention. They are Harold Columbia and Adam Chambers. However, as we go to the standings, we're going to show you that it may not be impossible for them to get in to the championship contention if they could get a good enough finish here today. Alright, so coming into race 19 here at Talladega is Nick Eggleston over Matthew Rodriguez and Jake Rogers, separated by only 7 points. That's quite a gap to get back to John Dillon, Timmy Pacioli. They're 28 points back. Jordan Hester, of course, Dougie Shears is driving that car, still very much in this, along with Michael Harvey, Robert Bain, Kenny McCurry, and Matt Nathan. However, from about Jordan Hester on down to Matt Nathan, today, they could fall out of championship contention. Harold Columbia and Adam Chambers, they're right on the brink of being able to move their way back in, but the big problem is if drivers up there such as Dougie Shears, Harvey, Bain, Pacioli come away with good finishes, they still may end up being out of contention, because if you notice, Adam Chambers, the guy who was 12th in the standings, is a good, that's about 21 points behind Timmy Pacioli and John Dillon. So and Harold Columbia need good finishes, but it doesn't ensure that they're going to get in. But we're going to be watching to see if that could happen here today. We may end up having all 12 drivers, possibly, if they all get good enough finishes, be in the championship hunt next week. Alright, so as you see, pretty much a need-a-win situation for both Harold Columbia and Adam Chambers. Plus, they need to have the other championship contenders run into a little bit of problems and finish down somewhere lower than 15th. Alright, so here's the starting lineup for today's race. James Bald on the pole, Brandon Gonzalez to the outside, Alex Lozano alongside of Angel D'Souza. Then you finally get to a championship contender. That's Matthew Rodriguez, starting off in 5th alongside of Sean Galligan. Last week's winner and our current points leader now, Nick Eggleston, is out in the 7th position, and he's got the only championship contender so far in the Oreo Truck Series to pick up a victory, and he did that last week, as I mentioned, at Texas. Then we got Harold Columbia, who needs a win in order to get into contention for the championship. Next week is Zen Joltis. He'll start off alongside of Eggleston. Then we've got Dougie Shears filling in for Jordan Hester. That's another championship contender. And Connor Breton will start alongside him. Championship contender Jake Rogers, who is very much in this. It's pretty much Eggleston, Rogers, and John Dillon, who are the top 3 in the standings right now. He'll start off alongside of Jacob Rodriguez. Adam Chambers, who needs a win today in order to get back into contention, will start alongside of Jack Richards. Ralph Green, nice to see him back in here as he's been able to make a race. He's a go-or-go-homer, and he'll start alongside of Jacob Lawler. Ray Wilson alongside of championship contender John Dillon. Championship contender Tim Pacioli going to start off alongside of James McLeod. Then Ziggy Bain alongside of championship contender Michael Harvey. Jesse Kaplan alongside of Lisa Shears. Kristen Worry alongside of championship contender Matt Nathan. Adrian Brace will line up beside of Philip Stiller. Then it's Noel Stiller beside of Cody Poe. Then it's John Worry alongside of Arnold Columbia. Jake Berg will line up beside of Christian Janes. Corey Williams will line up alongside of Jeff Ehlers, who came off a really good finish last week at Texas. Anthony McCurry will line up beside of championship contender Kenny McCurry. Robert Bain, defending champion, starting way back here in the 39th position. So that's going to be very interesting to see if he'll be able to work his way up through the field. He'll start alongside Jake Colden, Daniel Schwab, and Tom Weekly. So, defending champion Robert Bain, man, he's starting all the way back in 39th. Kenny McCurry starting all the way back. I believe he's in the 38th position. So, it's going to be interesting to see if these championship contenders are going to be able to work their way up to the front or not, because sometimes at a restrictor plate track, last place you want to be is at the back. So James Bald, it's been a while since we've seen him up in the front for the start of a race, and here he is. The same can be said for Brandon Gonzalez, and so it's nice to see the both of them up there on the front row. Alex Lozano, he started up front last week, ended up having the Texas pole. As I mentioned, Nick Eggleston, the only championship contender in the Oreo Truck Series to have a victory during the chase. The first race at Reekie Raceway, chase race number 1, was won by Adrian Brace. The second race was won at Indianapolis by Sean Galligan, both of whom are not contending for the Oreo Truck Series championship. So Nick Eggleston became the first one. Will we have another championship contender go to victory lane here at Talladega? As James Ball, Brandon Gonzalez will get us underway. Normally the start-finish line's back there at the end of the Tri-Oval at Daytona. It's down here for this race, so will that play into who's going to win this event? We'll find out. As already they're splitting 3 wide. Jack Richards got shoved to the high side. I think I saw Cody Poe also moved up to that high line as well. And they are nose to tail, almost literally shoving each other. I couldn't tell if they were actually touching or not. And look at them sliding around here. Holy cow, they're going to go 4 wide there, back there. Oh my goodness, Lozano gets shuffled up right up to the outside group. Look at them, 4 wide. Oh my goodness, they are literally 4 by 4 by 4, 3 rows back there. Here comes Dougie Shears to the inside though, as the James Ball machine gets shuffled up to the high side through it. Oh, big wreck in the back! Ziggy Bain is around, Sean Galligan is around. Others involved, I don't know who they are. We're going to find out as Dougie Shears leads the way over Ralph Green. And there you see, one behind the other, Adam Chambers and Harold Columbia. They made it through that wreck. That's exactly what they needed to do as Ralph Green moves to the inside line. As soon as they cross the stripe, we'll try and settle out who was involved in that wreck for you. Ziggy Bain, I know I saw get sideways. I saw Sean Galligan involved. But whoever else was involved, I just couldn't tell. There was so much chaos going on. And look at Chambers! At the stripe, it was Adam Chambers leading. Jake Cole was involved. Kristen Worry, Jacob Lawler, Angel D'Souza, Jack Richards. Brandon Gonzalez was involved. Championship contender Matt Nathan may have gotten a piece, but Lisa Shears, Jacob Rodriguez, Jake Berg, Michael Harvey, Philip Stiller, Kenny McCurry, John Dillon, Sean Galligan, Cody Poe. Oh! Nick Eggleston and Matthew Rodriguez, 2 championship contenders, got together coming off of turn 2. Oh, and they're hitting each other up here. Oh! Trying to find their way around. Oh, there's damage, front end damage right there to Robert Bann. He has damaged his race car. Defending champion and championship contender this year. You see it right there. Looks like possible front end damage to Cody Poe as well. Let's go back, settle this all out, see what exactly happened back there. Okay, we're going to take a look here from around the Sean Galligan area. They were 4 wide there. Ziggy Bain, Connor Breton, Sean Galligan, Brandon Gonzalez. Does Kristen Worry make contact with the 3? No! It was... oh, boy. There was a lot of contact there. McLeod went up into Jacob Rodriguez. Kristen Worry made contact with another car. And you just see them all around here. Jake Berg was involved. I can see him. I can see McLeod. I can see Kristen Worry. Ziggy Bain spun down in the apron. Alex Lozano got turned around back there. Michael Harvey, a championship contender, was involved back there. I see Angel D'Souza. I don't think John Dillon got any contact. I think he was up against the wall, but I think he slowed down. And look at further up there. Christian Janes gets into Corey Williams. They're both badly damaged now. Oh, man, look at the hit that Christian Janes took up there. So that was some more drivers that were involved. Christian Janes and Corey Williams, who undoubtedly both are out of the race after those hard licks. And now we'll take a look and try and see if we can figure out what happened between Nick Eggleston and Matthew Rodriguez. And then we'll try and figure out just exactly who did get contact and who had the worst contact in order to end up retiring from the race today. Well, this was after the caution had been taken. Watch right here. Eggleston came up the racetrack. He came up the racetrack and just clipped the 31, and look at Ralph Green. What a shame. And Dougie Shears as well. Pounding the outside wall. And all 4 of these guys were doing so well. And a costly mistake by the guy who comes in as the points leader, Nick Eggleston, causing damage to 2 championship contenders in Matthew Rodriguez and Dougie Shears. And also a guy who's a go-or-go homer and was running so well, Ralph Green. So we'll have to see if the damage can be repaired on those race cars as we get ready to go back green. Well, that wasn't all that happened. Right here, as that wreck back there was going on, Jake Rogers comes up into Ray Wilson and eclipses Timmy Pacioli. So there's two more championship contenders that find the outside retaining wall, this time on the back straightaway. So pretty much 4 championship contenders, or make that 5 championship contenders, were not involved in that big wreck that occurred in turn 1, but they ended up getting involved in wrecks after the caution came out. This is rather chaotic. Let's try and settle it all out now. Alright, so the lights are out. Top the pace truck. We'll go back green flag racing on lap 7 of 19. Here's what we've got. We've got Ziggy Bain out, Alex Lozano, Angel D'Souza, Christian James, and Corey Williams. Those are the drivers that have retired from the race. Right now, Adam Chambers is the leader. Timmy Pacioli, even though he was involved in that little scuffle there, he is in second. Harold Columbia is in third. Fourth is Nick Eggleston after being involved in that scuffle as well. Then it's James Bald fifth. Adrian Brace is up to sixth. Seventh is Connor Breton. Eighth is Noel Stiller. Ninth is John Worry. Daniel Schwab is 10th. Anthony McCurry 11th. Oh, actually, Alex Lozano has returned to the racetrack 2 laps down. But Arnold Columbia is in 12th. 13th is Jeff Ehlers. 14th is Tom Weekly. 15th is Sean Galligan. John Dillon 16th. 17th is Kenny McCurry. Philip Stiller 18th. 19th Lisa Shears. And 20th is Jack Richards. Jake Cole is in 21st. 22nd is Cody Poe. 23rd is Robert Bain. You notice he is missing his hood, so he's not going to be up to speed with the rest of these drivers. Ralph Green also had to make a pit stop. Unfortunate for him. He's 24th. Jesse Kaplan 25th. Ray Wilson also had to make a pit stop. He's 26th. Dougie Shears, the same for him. He's 27th. Jake Rogers, the same for him. He's 28th. Then you got James McLeod 29th. Jake Berg in 30th. Then you got some championship contenders way back here in 31st, 32nd, and 33rd. That's Matt Nathan, Michael Harvey, and Matthew Rodriguez. That contact there was enough to send him to pit road. Brandon Gonzalez, outside pole sitter, 34th. Jacob Rodriguez, 35th. 36th is Kristen Worry, and 37th is Jacob Lawler. 38th and 39th is where we find Alex Lozano and Ziggy Bain, who are both 2 laps down. So you got to wonder if those lap cars are going to play in any problems. And we talked about the 2 drivers who came in the championship standings out of contention so far mathematically. Adam Chambers and Harold Columbia, they needed good finishes. Where are they running? 1st and 3rd. So far, so good for the 1 and the 27. Their championship hopes may still be alive when we leave here at Talladega. Adam Chambers going to work on Alex Lozano, trying to get around that lap car. Harold Columbia got shuffled up to the high side, though. And Nick Eggleston, points leader, is going to get held up behind Lozano on the low side. Chambers just runs away. There we go. They're starting to maneuver their way around the slower cars now. Eggleston has gotten to the inside of Lozano. He'll tuck in behind Timmy Pacioli now, and now they'll get single file and try and run down Adam Chambers again. Chambers already has a victory this season at Talladega, but it came in the Snickers Cup Series. He has a Truck Series win as well, though. It came at Infineon, but look at the run. James Bald, Connor Breton, and all of them are getting on the 1. He's just a sitting duck as the pole sitter. James Bald is going to go back to the inside and take the lead. They're getting awfully squirrely back there around Timmy Pacioli, Harold Columbia, Daniel Schwab. But they do settle it out, apparently. And here comes Noel Stiller. Here comes Adrian Brace. 2 Truck Series wins this season. And he's in 3rd. Noel Stiller won last week in the Mobile One Cup Series at Texas in an amazing photo finish with Christian James. But I'll tell you what, they may have slipped back a little bit, but look at this. The 27 and the 1. You got to wonder if they talked to each other at the beginning of the race and said, hey, in order to get back into championship contention, we got to get good finishes. Let's work together. And that seems to be just exactly the game plan that Chambers and Columbia have had. Because I've seen those 2 working together all race long. If the 1 isn't pushing the 27 is pushing the 1. I think that's exactly what they're doing. I don't really think they care who wins. I think they just want to make sure that they finish 1-2. As a matter of fact, in their career, both drivers have won at Talladega Superspeedway. Harold Columbia won at Talladega in the Truck Series earlier on this season, and as I mentioned, Adam Chambers won his first ever Snickers Cup Series victory at Talladega earlier this season as well. As a matter of fact, they both got their first wins in the same weekend at Talladega Superspeedway. Harold Columbia out in front now. James Bald has broken up the trio of Chambers and Columbia. Now Chambers has thoughts about the lead himself. He's going to go 3 wide here. Does he have the drafting help, though? Oh, James Bald really shoved Harold Columbia up the racetrack right there. No drafting help, but Chambers is making it work down there. Oh, my goodness. Connor Breton almost shoved Arnold Columbia up the racetrack right there. It's getting awfully tight coming off here. And look at them, 3 abreast coming down to the start-finish line. It's now a 2-car tango comprised of Adam Chambers and James Bald. I'll tell you what, at a restricted plate track, you do all the negotiating you can, and I can tell you for certain, 2 drivers who did a lot of negotiating were Adam Chambers and Harold Columbia, saying, hey, will you please work with me? I got to get back into championship contention. Bald is now under fire. Adrian Brace coming down to the inside. Look at Jeff Ehlers. Young rookie, making, I believe that's his 3rd career Oreo Truck Series start. He comes to the inside line, and he now moves into 2nd place, just ahead of Timmy Pacioli and Arnold Columbia. Ehlers, I do not believe, has led a lap yet in his career. He'd love to be able to do that as he starts to close in on the back bumper of Adrian Brace. Daniel Schwab's off the pace for some reason. That number 8 is off the pace, trailing about 7-8 car lengths behind this whole lead pack. And here's a slower car of Christian Worry. Oh, everybody's shooting left and right, trying to make it through. And Adrian Brace is now the leader by a huge margin. See if everybody's going to be able to make it by that Christian Worry machine. There's Worry. They're all trying to work around. The points leader, Nick Eggleston's held up behind. John Dillon is by. Adam Chambers is stuck up on the high side, but he gets by. That just allowed Daniel Schwab to catch up to this pack, though, and he's going to get by a lot of cars for position. Eggleston now will get by, it looks like, on the high side, along with some championship contenders, Kenny McCurry and Noel Stiller. Look at this pack of traffic back here. There's some championship contenders here. Harvey, Dougie Shears, and Jake Rogers. This is about from 24th on back. There you see Alex Lozano running all by himself. Robert Bann back in 30th position all by himself. Matt Nathan's back in 31st by himself. There's James McLeod in 32nd. Cody Poe in 33rd. Jacob Rodriguez 34th. Jacob Lawler 35th. Ziggy Bain is 2 laps down. Oh, they suddenly closed back up again. Matthew Rodriguez to the front, but not for long. Oh, no, wait. Matthew Rodriguez is actually a slower race car. They just got around another slower race car. That's Matthew. Look at him hold up Connor Breton now. Breton, Bald, Weekly, and look at Adam Chambers. He slipped to the back, and these slower cars are really helping out the one. There he is, making his way by now. Back up to the front, though. Adrian Brace about to be under fire from Arnold Columbia. Jack Richards suddenly up here in 3rd. Sean Galligan there in 4th. Jeff Ehlers is in 5th. John Dillon is in this here as well. He is well ahead of Nick Eggleston. If Dillon could come away with a win, he could be the points leader heading into the season finale at Zenjoltis. We got 5 laps to go. If you were paying attention to the ticker down there, it says 15 of 19 laps completed. The laps are winding down quickly. Caution is out. Caution is waving. Caution is out. We'll see if we can find out who for. The lights are out. Oh, it's Anthony McCurry. Anthony McCurry, who was running 8th last time by. And I will bet you, John Worry also is involved, but I will bet you that it had to do with a slower race car. John Worry was running 10th last time by. McCurry was running 8th last time by. This is not going to fare well with either of those drivers who are on their way to really good finishes. And it looks like the leader is going to be Adrian Brace over Jeff Ehlers and Sean Galligan. Let's see what happened. Well, it looks like it was Adam Chambers that started this wreck. Watch him try and get way down underneath the 38. 38 comes down to block right there. And the one car is already there. And so Chambers just turns the 38 car. The 38 is going to come back up the racetrack, though, I think. And And does he get oh, look at Chambers, just missed that. And Harold Columbia too. And Timmy Pacioli. But oh, hard impact there for Anthony McCurry and John Worry, both of whom were running inside the top 10 at the moment of that wreck. Let's go back to green as we are going to have a shootout to decide this race. Well, I thought it was going to be a shootout, but apparently not. Adrian Brace has won another race. Adrian Brace in the right place at the right time, and Brace is going to go to victory lane for the third time this season. Wow. The white flag was just displayed, but the caution is still out, so Adrian Brace has won this race here. Under caution, how about Jeff Ehlers? Best career finish of second place. Good run for Arnold Columbia in third, Sean Galligan fourth, and could be points leader John Dillon finishes in the fifth position. Now Adam Chambers, he finished in eighth. I don't know if that'll be enough to get him back into championship contention or not. And Harold Columbia finished in 10th. So let's take a look right now as they are running under caution. Nick Eggleston, let's see where he finished. He finished in 19th position. And where did Jake Rogers finish? Rogers finished in 17th. So Rogers and Eggleston both finished in 17th and 19th. That may mean that Adam Chambers and Harold Columbia still are not in contention, because if these two right there, the 91 and the 14, had finished about 30th or worse, that may have been a chance to get in. But due to the fact that Jake Rogers and Nick Eggleston are both running inside the top 20, that may still keep Adam Chambers and Harold Columbia out of championship contention. We'll have to wait and find out for the official standings and everything to find out if that is indeed the case, but it certainly is seeming like that's going to be what has happened, which is really a shame, because Chambers and Columbia, they were up there racing their hearts out. But Adrian Brace, man oh man, has this guy burst on the scene late in this season or what? 3 wins now for Adrian Brace. That's the most by a rookie in a season in the Oreo Truck Series. Another record set here at Talladega. Checker flag waves over the hood of Adrian Brace. We will now show you the finishing order, and then we'll come back and show you the standings in the chase heading into the season finale at Zenjoltis. Okay, folks, the stage is set heading into next week's finale at Zenjoltis. Nick Eggleston, that finish he had inside the top 15, good enough to keep the points lead, but only by a mere 5 points over rookie Jake Rogers. John Dillon now moves to 14 points back. Timmy Pacioli, 18 points back. It started to close up a little bit here between the top 4. So remember, Pacioli and John Dillon came in, I believe it was 4th and 5th in the standings, and they were 28 points back at that point. Matthew Rodriguez takes probably the hardest hit as he falls to 5th. He's now 22 points back. Kenny McCurry, Jordan Hester, Harold Columbia moves into contention now with that finish right there, and Robert Bann is just on the edge of being able to compete for getting his second championship in a row. Adam Chambers, so close, but just a little too far away, ends up finishing the season off out of championship contention. He is 46 points out. That's not mathematically possible to get him the championship. And Matt Neaton and Michael Harvey's bad finishes put them also out of championship contention. So it'll be 9 drivers to challenge for the championship next week at Zenjoltis. Here come the rest of the standings, and here come the rookie standings. See you next week. Thanks for watching. You've watched a production of the NNSCRA Sports Channel.